Hey, my name is Luke, and in this video, we're gonna talk about how I made my first $500,000 profit cash after taxes in the bank using my social media marketing agency. And the purpose of this video is hopefully to inspire you and give you some ideas on how you can do the same. There's a huge opportunity in front of you here in 2022 and beyond where you can use social media marketing as an agency to go ahead and cash in on this opportunity where there are all these small business owners who are looking to expand their businesses, or maybe they're suffering because of the pandemic and things like that, and they need help either getting sales to their online company or foot traffic through their door so they can purchase their products and add revenues to their business, and they are more than happy to give you a small piece of that pie. All right, super fucking excited to share this with you. So this is how I made my first $500,000 profit after taxes with my social media marketing agency starting at 21. So at age 21, I was a college dropout and I was selling protein shakes to random people on the street for money. I was part of a multi-level marketing company, which I will not name, but essentially what I was doing was I was walking up to random people trying to get their phone number so I could later text them and call them to sell them fat loss meal replacement shakes. So essentially I was interrupting people, telling them that they're fat and that they also need to buy something from me. You can imagine how well that went. So simultaneously, I was working for my dad's construction company, and I really thought that the protein shake thing was going to be my path to millions. I was figuring out how I could do that at scale. I would drop letters off at random people's houses, trying to get them to call me so I could sell them protein. Really thought that was going to work. Now, the Texas heat was getting so hot that I decided to try and put together a website to sell my protein shakes there instead of walking around to strangers in parking lots. Well, I learned how to run Google Ads, but immediately I got banned because they have strict rules on weight loss products, even back at the start. So part two, I discovered direct response marketing, DRM. Now, one of my YouTube mentors, Elliot Hulse, recommended that I look into a guy named Dan Kennedy to learn direct response marketing. Now, I begged my mom to buy his $500 course. It looked super scammy. It was one of those things where they have like the fake images of the DVDs where you don't actually get DVDs. It's digital products, but they, put these images on here to just fake that you're actually getting something. So it looked super scammy. I asked her if she would buy it for me, and she did. Reluctantly, she agreed to do it. And simultaneously, I asked her if she would give me a commission for any projects that I brought her way for their construction company. Now, I used the tips in the course plus my basic web design skills that I learned by trying to sell my protein shakes to put together a lead generation landing page and some Google ads that I ran under a new account because my other one got banned. Now, to everyone's surprise, I brought in 10 leads in the first week or two, and my parents closed a $60,000 remodeling project, of which they gave me a $3,000 commission. Part three, doubling down on my internet marketing skill sets. So at the time, I was very beginner, entry level, like the bottom of the barrel, just figured out some basic things by using templates. But I used that $3,000 cut that my parents gave me to fly to two different events. I went to Elliot Hulse's non-job seminar, and I went to Dan Kennedy's Internet Marketing Summit. At Elliot Hulse's seminar, I met my mentor, Matt, who was responsible for Elliot's marketing at the time. I joined his internet marketing mastermind, and he taught me how to make some killer Google ads. I was using every cent that I earned with my parents to go ahead and pay for this advice. Now, we flew to Panama, we flew to Montreal, again, using all my money to do this. And we were meeting up with other people in the mastermind. And one of the group members in Panama showed me how to run Facebook ads. So when I got back to Texas, I ran Facebook ads and instantly I had some beginner's luck and it cut our lead cost in half. In fact, I think our lead cost was actually like 1/4 of what it was with our Google ads. So flash forward, over the next 12 months or so, I helped them double their business from $600,000 to about $1.3 million in just about 1 year's time. Talking about my parents' construction company here. Now, for that record, I was getting about 3% on their projects, so 3% of 1.3 million.
It's $39,000.
So I got about $39,000 for helping them do that. Next up, part four, expanding. So I spent a few years screwing around, learning how to surf, going to music festivals, spending way too much time, chasing girls and all that. And then I decided that I wanted to use my skill set to work with more companies. So I started cold calling random remodeling and construction companies across the US. Cold calling went terrible for me. I think I gave up in the first 50 calls. I got one guy to send me like $500 and I screwed up his marketing. I was just really discouraged from the whole process. I hung up the towel for about a year, but then I went back into it a year later. And this time I tried cold emailing instead. To my surprise, I was able to score a bunch of sales calls and get my first couple clients when I started cold emailing companies. A lot of times, guys, it's at getting a beginner's luck that shows you you're on the right path. When I first sent out my first, 50 or so cold emails, I scored my first client, and it was this guy who just really gave me a shot. I was terrible at sales, but he gave me a shot, and then it gave me the confidence to go on, email more people, and I scored 2 or 3, up to about 5 more clients after that. Okay, part 5, exploding. So after I scored about 3 to 5 clients, I started sending what's called lumpy mail. If you're not familiar, it is simply a lumpy piece of mail that is, there's a physical object in it. Mine was a black package with a big loaf of fake bread with a letter that said something like, "Jim, you're gonna make so much bread when I correct these mistakes on your website." And I would have a screenshot of Jim's remodeling website on there, and I would be pointing a red arrow to something, and then I would write a sales letter out that was basically telling him he had to go to this website that I made for him specifically. So it would be like my website / Jim and his last name. He would go to the website, he would see this video that I created where I was going and critiquing his website, and ultimately I was telling him his website didn't really convert very well and that I didn't see any Facebook ads running, and he should correct these things and make his page convert better, and he should also start running Facebook ads through me as an agency. So I sent that out, and my first mailing cost $250, and it pulled back more than $15,000 in profit. So I went on to double and triple down on that, started sending a bunch of lumpy mail, kept on cold emailing, kept scoring more and more clients. At this point, I'm probably at about $300,000 profit in the journey. Flash forward, the pandemic hit, and I lost all of my clients overnight because my construction companies were scared to continue advertising. They didn't want people in their homes, did not want construction workers coming in and bringing in the disease. So people stopped hiring remodeling companies to work at this time. So my companies all said, hey, we don't want to spend any more on advertising. So I lost all the clients overnight. Now, when they became less timid and allowed people to come back into their homes and remodeling was back in business, I decided to rebuild, but this time I decided to correct a lot of the mistakes that I made in that first part of my journey. I hired a mentor. His name was Trey Cockrum. He helped me out a lot. He helped me double my prices, helped me triple my time commitment that I would get from these remodelers, and really helped me adjust my mindset around getting new clients and scaling up my agency. Now, this time I modeled a classic internet marketing strategy, which is still working today, which is building an hour-long presentation about what my services can do for their companies. And I ran Facebook ads targeting construction company owners. So at this time, I'm running cold emails, I've got lumpy mail, and I'm running Facebook ads to an hour-long presentation, and the people are booking into my calendar. I've got sales calls going on all day. I'm closing clients left and right. And all in all, I scored about 50 clients before shutting the agency down and moving to bigger and better things. But essentially, that is how I scored my first $500,000 profit using my social media marketing agency, where we primarily did Facebook ads to promote construction companies and get leads coming in the business for them to help them make more money. That was the business model that I used to score my first 500K. And I think it is still a great model to go ahead and try today. If you are new to online marketing, if this is your first shot and you want to tap into this opportunity, it's a great place to start doing lead generation for local businesses, whether that's something like construction, HVAC. If you like this video, I want to invite you to a more in-depth presentation. I've got a free presentation over on 5secretkeys.com where I'm showing you the 5 pillars to successful online marketing here in 2022 and beyond. Essentially, it's going to show you how to craft an offer, build a page, and send traffic to that page to convert these people into buyers or leads for your business. And if that sounds like something that you could benefit from, go over to 5secretkeys.com, check it out. It's a free presentation. All I need is your email. Make sure you put in your correct email in there because I'm going to be emailing you tips after the presentation as well. So it's going to be an ongoing educational thing. So if you like this video, like the video, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks.